If you're not willing to take risk and you're not willing to lose sometimes, then this is the wrong business to be in. You can't bat 1,000%. You're gonna have some losses. You're gonna have some deals that don't go as good as you thought. By the way, who's wholesalers and who's flipper? Anybody just wholesaling right now? Okay, just wholesaling, great. So everything I'm telling you, why is this relevant for you if you're just wholesaling right now? That's right, because you wanna understand the cash buyer. The better you understand your cash buyer, the easier it is to wholesale, or the easier it is to bring those cash buyers deals they want. So if you're coming to a Jerry Norton who likes to flip in Ferndale, how important is it you understand what they're looking for, the way they think, the way they run their numbers, the way they rehab? Is that important? Yeah. If you marketed this to me and say, Jerry, 3-bedroom, 3-bath on a basement with a 2-car garage and a deck, and you tell me Ferndale and 9 Mile, I'm gonna get really excited about that deal. Just like any flipper that flips in a market like this would get excited. If you told me it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath on a slab with no garage on the same street, I'm not interested anymore. Totally different strategy, totally different house. Who would you take that deal to maybe? A buy and hold guy who's gonna put $5,000 in it and throw a renter in it. He's not gonna rehab it, he's just looking to add to his portfolio. That's not me, I'm not that guy. Okay, so by show of hands, who's flipping? Flipping, okay, a couple flippers. Is there anybody that wants to flip though, you're just not there yet? Okay, I think that's a smart strategy. Even all you guys that are just wholesaling, wholesaling's great. Always wholesale, I always wholesale. The reason why wholesaling's so great is when you get that 2-bedroom, 1-bath on a slab with no garage on Pearson, and you're like, you know what, this isn't really a great deal to flip, what do? If you buy it right, you wholesale it. Let someone else deal with it. That's why I love still wholesaling always as your roots. But then I think all wholesalers should use it as a stepping stone into fix and flip. You start learning how to raise capital, you start learning how to renovate and work with contractors. It's the way that you can progress as a real estate investor. Once you buy it, you take title, right? You take ownership, you take on risk. It's just a great natural progression. You don't have to, you can just stay wholesaling. It took me about 2 years of just wholesaling before I was ready to start flipping, fix and flip. So it took me a minute. So that's okay. Like if you want to wholesale for a bit, I get it. That's great. Keep doing that. I really would encourage you to look for the perfect type of deals that you'll get and keep that one. Take it on, get the funding, learn how to rehab it, and start to gain that experience. Even if it's 1 out of 10 type of thing, just start to gain that experience. This one here, just to quickly go through the numbers, bought it for 200. Our goal is to spend around 75 on the rehab and then sell at 375. Yeah, right, Frank? Yeah, Frank.
Yeah, right.
Frank, tell the camera we're gonna keep the budget at 75. Yeah, 75. But guys, how hard is it to keep budgets? Yeah, I mean, like I've done hundreds of houses and still go over budget. It happens, it's part of the business. You really want to do your best to understand those numbers and look for ways to still do a quality rehab, but not overspend. Anybody can buy a house, over renovate, sell it for top dollar and lose money. Anybody can do that, that's easy. Just start fixing everything and start going to town and make it amazing and lose money. Or under renovate, don't do enough, cut too many corners, go too cheap. I'm not even talking about do shady work, I'm just talking about not do enough. And then it sell for a lot lower and leave money on the table. The goal is not to leave money on the table or over renovate and lose money. The goal is what? To find that sweet spot. It's an art, it's not a science a lot of times. I mean, there's some fundamentals, but a lot of it is just really figuring out where can I spend money, where can I not spend money, and how do I maintain that budget? Like for example, the deck, when you guys see it, it's pretty beat up. So we could rip the deck out and put a brand new deck in, but what's that gonna do to our budget? It's gonna kill our budget, right? So what's Frank gonna do? He's gonna fix the bad boards, we're gonna restain it, and it's not gonna be a new deck, but hopefully it's enough to where a buyer will feel like they've got a nice deck and they'll let that go. So what I try to do is, you can never do everything, right? You can't do everything, you'll go way over budget. But if you could do 80% of everything, a buyer will be forgiving about a few things. So if there's a few things that are not like perfect, okay, they'll forgive you. If you have too many things that aren't perfect, they're not gonna forgive you and you're gonna start getting low offers or your house is gonna sit forever. So I got another deal over in Clinton Township. We had no laundry. So we ended up putting the laundry in the kitchen. Kind of like, because we don't have space, right? So it's off, it's in the kitchen. Well, everything else is great, the house is nice. We put it up for sale at our ARV, crickets. Showings, no offers, showings, no offers. And what's our feedback? I hate the layout. Yeah, the feedback is we hate the layout. And I get it, I hate the layout too. We were just trying to figure out laundry. So what did I do? I rehabbed a house. I made a layout that the market doesn't like. So now what? Well, I got options. I could try to build a laundry room and spend 10 grand and then try to get back to, a high ARV number, or probably the smarter thing to do is just start dropping the price until a buyer doesn't care anymore, or it's priced where the market will pay. So you don't always get it right, and I won't make very much on that one, and that's not fun. But I kind of look at the business, if you're not willing to take risk and you're not willing to lose sometimes, then this is the wrong business to be in, because you can't bat 1,000%, right? You're gonna have some losses. You're gonna have some deals that don't go as good as you thought. What I like to do is at the end of the year, hopefully I won a whole lot more than I lost. That's kind of how I look at the business, but you've gotta be willing to roll the dice sometimes and take that risk and do your best. And it's okay. Do you think I lose sleep over that deal? No, it's just a deal, right? So I try to be as non-emotional as I can. So this is a house. I want to make it a win. My goal is not to make the nicest house in the market. It's to make the most money. That's the goal, right? We're flippers, and your goal is to create a really nice product the market wants and maximize your profits. That's what this business is all about.